criticisms because we don't have VAR, and maybe there's an expectation or greater pressure on the referees because of that fact.
Yes and no, Kev. I think some of the decisions that are made by the referees, I don't think they even need VAR. I mean, I watched the Sundowns game in Maritzburg. For me, so those decisions, the 2 goals that were scored were pretty offside. The one, there was a foul, and the other one, well, none of them actually were genuine goals. But I guess they remain genuine because the referee gave those. But for me, they were never. One, it was not a penalty. The header, it's a good header, but there was a blatant foul, and the referee wasn't far from the action.
Jacob Gumedi, a 30-year-old who played for Cape Moya United. Cape Moya United, don't forget, under Roger de Saar, who was the assistant coach for Egypt just recently at the World Cup qualifiers and the African Cup of Nations finals, and in fact it will be a repeat of Egypt and Senegal, I believe, in the World Cup playoffs, which is going to be an interesting one as Shandy looks forward as well. But Roger de Saar's done nicely. Cape Moya sold their status to Venda Football Academy, who will be in action on Friday in the Nedbank Cup with the University of Pretoria. Both of those sides vying for the title in the Glad Africa Championship. That's an all Glad Africa Championship clash in the capital, Tshwane. In fact, it's not in Tshwane. It's going to be played in Vembe.
So the Tuks that went to the finals, that had Andy Lejan.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, they've had a couple of good wins just recently, and Tuks find themselves up in the top 3 of the Glad Africa Championship at the moment. Yeah, Tuks losing against Swallows in 2009 in the Nedbank Cup.
Do you remember where the final was played?
To win it, Kaiser Chiefs have won it the most times, 13 times in their history, 5 times more than Orlando Pirates. And really were dominant in the early stages. Chiefs and Pirates, when it was the Life Challenge Cup, don't forget. It had its various reformations under different sponsors. Some good work being done on the left-hand side, and Kwame Pepper nearly gets a head on it. This is Miguel Tim, though. And that should be some advantage play, surely. For Marumo Galants, it's not. Referee's keeping an eagle eye on the match because it just threatens on occasion to get a little bit on the physical side. Inside from Kabela Dlamini. Header is away by Mvelasi. Good pressure from Orlando Pirates. They've tasted blood. Now they're looking to go in front before half-time, which is a matter of 7 minutes and stoppage time away from now. Pirates with the benefit of more possession in the first half. With an angle ball up towards Bandile Shandu. Not quite working on that occasion. Mabocha with the clearance. Here is Lebo.
So I think both coaches were spot on in terms of the strength and the weaknesses. Pirates saying that the strength that Marumo Galants has could be a weakness because they knew that they could exploit on the right-hand side with Shandu. At the same time, they knew Pirates have got vulnerabilities as well when they are taking, and if put under pressure, they're likely to commit mistakes.
Oh, lovely overlap here from Orlando Pirates. The shot doesn't quite have the power to beat King and Globo. Too direct as well on the Marumo Galants goalkeeper. Mandla Nklikazi must be encouraged from what he's seen since the goal came from Bandile Shandu just about 9 minutes ago. He's still asking questions of his team, though.
Because they have a pattern and there's expectations to execute it quite well. Just missed out, but I could see that he's saying, but you've got 2. You've perhaps got options. I think the only encouraging things is that they've got a shot on target.
King and Glovo looking on as his teammate receives medical attention. Yeah, not quite the power that you expect from Dion Hotto.
As he lay.
It wasn't Hotto, in fact it was Tabang Monare. Nice to see him taking the opportunities though with the left foot. King and Glovo, only 3 appearances in the Cup of Dreams. This is a concern for Marumo Galants. They've already lost Ayanda and Keeley due to injury, and now they have another problem with the centre back, because that's Isaac and Klapo, the 31-year-old former Ajax Cape Town and Chippa United. In fact, it's Mvelati, the right-sided fullback, who's even 2 years older than Klapo. Let's have a look to see who could fit in there at right-sided fullback. They don't have any other players defensively. Holding midfield in Sibusiso Kumalo. They got Toto Kiba, who's a midfielder. Gumed is already on as a defender. Otherwise, it's all attacking players. Diallo Manaka, maybe a holding midfielder that could drop in there. Not sure how Miguel Tim would do as a fullback, but yeah, if he's not able to return to the field of play upon Velas, it'll leave a little bit of a gap. And you don't want to leave a gap on that left-hand side when you've got players like Hotto and Marco playing there. Just look at the action areas then for Orlando Pirates. 37% of them into the Marumo Gallants penalty area, only 21% for Marumo. And the possession statistics will echo that. You know, it's an interesting point coming up to half-time in the Mataitai Mamelodi Sundowns game. And we had one of those graphics action areas just before, in fact in a similar time to the one shown in this match. And it had Mataitai with 31% pressure on the Mamelodi Sundowns penalty area and 33% for Mamelodi Sundowns. That's how close it was in the first half. Yes, Mamelodi Sundowns scored those 2 goals in the 2nd and 4th minutes. But up to that stage, it was incredible that we had that much pressure on each other's penalty areas. And 31% is impressive for Mataitai. Only 36% in the middle of the park. It was an impressive statistic that didn't quite live up to its expectation in the second half, when Mamelodi Sundowns expectedly turned the pressure on and scored another 4.
Well, I guess it was to be expected. The second half was pretty different. The tempo, Sundowns up the tempo, and the level of fitness are not the same.
Junior Dion, Miguel Tim. Not sure if he'll ever crack from that sort of distance. I very much doubt it. Molongwani trying to spread the ball around. They've committed many plays over the halfway line, and now the counter-attack comes from the Buccaneers. It's a nicely timed piece of defending from Chippa Kumede. 1-1 the scoreline. 2 minutes in stoppage time, away from half-time. Katleko Tlatisa been a bit quiet for a while, but then Marumo Galants have been playing their football in their own half. That's a rather silly foul, I think, from the goal scorer of Pirates, Bandile Shandu.
I'm laughing because sometimes as an experienced man or player, and you have this sort of young man that teases you like that, wants to embarrass you, and this is what happens. He says, young Joel or Shange Patch, kick you to pieces, and that's what he did there. Bandile Shandu, embarrassed by the trickiness of this young man. Otladisa, look at that. And he says, young Joel, that's how we'll solve it. Register my presence, young Joel, you know, Otladisa. Next time you know.
Coach of Maritzburg United, Ernst Middendorf, watching the match. Good afternoon, Ernst. He sends his regards, Brian. Edgar Manaka has come on for Velati. That's an interesting change. He's a good player, is Diallo Manaka, the 32-year-old. Also had a spell at Leopards and Polokwane City. Arrows in the middle of that. Quality player, the 32-year-old. So Diallo Manaka's on. Whether he will play at right side of fullback or not remains to be seen. But 2 first-half changes from Dan Dance Malesela.
Did you say someone was sending regards?
Yes, Mr. Middendorf.
That's the man, huh? Still wakes up at 3 o'clock for a swimming pool. Cold, swimming, super fit. He's watching some of the boys. Shandu.
Ball through the middle here as well, looking for Bandile Shandu. The tidy up eventually comes from Chepo Gomede. Glonto. We're in first half stoppage time at the Peter Mokaba Stadium in Polokwane. 2 minutes have been added on. I want to give a mention to Mkhiringi Josta Tele, who is, in my books, he's a bit of a keyboard warrior on social media. A football analyst. He reckons Marumo Galants after extra time to win this. The score's at 1-1 now, heading towards half-time. Frederick David's in trouble.
What did you say, coach? What did you say for you to get booked?
Well, I'm rather surprised. He must be one of the nicest blokes in football.
Talk about Ernst Merindo. He is responsible for the success story that we see out of Patrick Davids.
A penalty from Marumo Galants. The breakaway goal, nicely orchestrated, well timed as well from Bandile Shandu, who picked up a yellow card. In fact, 2 yellow cards for Pirates, Lepasa and Shandu. Richard Ofori will clear, another product of Ernst Middendorf and Maritzburg United. The 28-year-old Ghanaian. Nice to see that Nklapo organising that defence alongside of his new partner Chepo Gomede after the injury to Nkili and the injury to Mvelase as well. Marumo Galants are out of the CAF Confederation Cup, so they can concentrate on their position in the DSTV Premiership, as well as trying to work their way through into the next round of the Nedbank Cup. It's been a great end to, well, a great start to 2022 as the referee blows for half-time. Unbeaten in 2022, Marumo Galants. In opposition to that, Orlando Pirates have only won the one game, and that was against Amazulu with a Hotto goal in the first round of the Nedbank Cup. So a big difference coming into this match from the two sides. But Orlando Pirates also still involved in the group stages of the Champions League, as well as are Amazulu, as are Mamelodi Sundowns. Big matches for them all coming up this coming weekend. It's been an entertaining first half. I thought Marumo Galants maybe denied a handball. Not maybe about it, because Kwame Pefre certainly got his fist to it. Not spotted by the referee, Christopher Kistuer, but a couple of minutes later there was a penalty with Molongwani bursting into the penalty area. Converted by Nklonto. Shandu 10 minutes later grabs the equaliser. It's game on at the Peter Mokaba Stadium as Marumo Galants and Pirates go into the break. Level at 1-1.